Hello and welcome to an update of our Hungry Bin and the Urban Worm Bag first version. I already opened up the lid and removed the climbers. For those who don't know, the Hungry Bin, I did make large holes in there because the small holes that come with the system I find are just not sufficient for proper air flow, and I just put some material over it, some netting, so I don't have issues with fruit flies or fungus gnats, and that seems to have been working better for me. Of course, you can see the lid. They're still climbing, and they're climbing on top as well, but this is something that I've grown accustomed to with the Hungry Bin. So let's just get to the update. All of this is castings. I fed them 2 weeks ago. I gave them a very large head of cauliflower, and it took them 2 weeks to break it down. So I did not feed them last week, but you can see all of these. This is castings, beautiful, beautiful castings. So the material is, it's a little bit on the wet side, which is typical for the Hungry Bin, even though I give this only dry bedding. But the worms are happy. I have no issues with that, and a lot of babies. They're multiplying happily here. So I haven't harvested the bin yet. I want it to get up to about 3/4 full, and then I'll probably do a light harvest. I don't even know what's going to be at the bottom there, because sometimes the material does get so compacted that it just gets stuck and it doesn't make it to the harvesting tray, and you have to loosen it up by hand from the bottom. That's what I had to do before. So if I have to do it again, then so be it, but we'll see. In any case, the material is looking good, and they did take care of all the food. So it's time for another feeding for them. And I've got a nice large feeding, what they're used to. And I even have a whole banana. I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to lay it down in the center. Because I know these worms love their bananas. And then, of course, all around, a bit of other stuff. We want the banana to be the main event, right? We got some onion, that's fine, potato skins. Everything has been previously frozen and thawed out. So these guys are going to get some oyster shell for the pH, always for the pH control. And then got some dry bedding. Now this just came in a package that I received, and I decided, oh, why let it go to waste? It's just brown paper. Might as well use it. So in it goes. And I know the worms will be able to do something with it, right? Okay, on to our urban worm bag. Okay, so here we are with the urban worm bag. I opened up the lid and you can see that we have some climbers, but overall it looks good. A lot of bedding on top. Let's see what these guys have done with the food. The material is looking good though. So this bag has also not been fed for 2 weeks because I gave them a nice large head of cauliflower. So they were working on it for the past 2 weeks. I'm not gonna dig too much, but I mean, as soon as I dig just a little bit, nothing but beautiful finished compost. Just incredible. There's no smell whatsoever in the bin, or the system in this case. And the worms are spread throughout because the food is gone. So they are definitely waiting. But they're pretty much spread out through the system here, which is absolutely fine. Still have these potatoes, and they're still as hard as a rock. Unbelievable. So, once we toss up the material a little bit, which is what I tend to do in these systems, we are going to give them some fresh food. So we'll give these guys come on. Oh well. Let's see. Again, all kinds of goodies. We have a banana for them as well. Let's get that thing open. I have a lot of creepy crawlers in here. Oh, I have another banana. Okay. You get 2 bananas. Lay it down like that. Some onion skins. I think they'll be happy with this. And let's give them a little bit of oyster shell as well. Want to make sure everything is working perfectly in this bin. No need to get it acidic. And now some dry bedding on top. I used to give this system some moist bedding. The worms really liked it. But over time, I discovered that it was just too much and it couldn't handle it. I started getting collected moisture at the bottom. So this particular system, just like the Hungry Bin, needs dry bedding. Whereas the Vermi bag needs moist bedding. At least that's what I found in my experience. So we are done with this week's feeding, and I think these guys will be happy now that fresh food is in, and we'll leave them alone and check back with them next week. Thanks for joining me.